Seth Rollins trying to be Roman Reigns, Vince McMahon replacing his son Shane McMahon with Roman Reigns, AEW star takes a shot at Dominik Mysterio, Hall of Famer heaps praise on Finn Balor, WWE fires Bray Wyatt, the best Anoa'i family member, not Roman Reigns. Let's jump right into it. Vince McMahon replacing his son Shane McMahon with Roman Reigns. Vince McMahon is always a controversial presence in WWE, but when you add his attitude towards Shane McMahon and Roman Reigns to the mix, fans usually have fun. A picture has surfaced of when Vince McMahon placed Roman Reigns next to him in a position where Shane McMahon should have been. Shane McMahon himself has not been a full-time part of WWE for a while. He was fired back after the 2022 Royal Rumble. While he came back the 2023 WrestleMania, he injured himself in the match. The WWE star was in the photograph in front of the WrestleMania stage with Stephanie McMahon on one side of him and Triple H next to her. On the other side, where fans would expect to see Shane McMahon, Roman Reigns was there instead. Shane was next to Reigns, spaced apart by the top star. When the picture started to do the rounds, fans immediately noticed this and found it quite hilarious, as it was obvious that on his right, he had his daughter, Stephanie, and next to her, his son-in-law, Triple H. On the other hand, Reigns being on his left, putting Shane McMahon further away from him was quite funny to the fan. One fan directly said that Vince McMahon's own family didn't like him. They went on to add that the WWE boss himself hated Shane McMahon. A fan tweeted that the tribal chief is a part of Vince's family. Another fan pointed out that Shane McMahon himself looked rather unhappy in the picture. Another fan wondered if there was a dispute in the family between Shane McMahon and Vince. They asked whether there could be real issues after Vince had fired Shane, had never wished him properly on his birthday, and this picture. They asked if the elder McMahon even remembered that Shane was his son. Then some said that Shane McMahon might be his son, but Reigns was always the son that Vince had wanted. Meanwhile, one fan just decided to call Reigns Vince McMahon's boyfriend. According to a recent report, Shane McMahon was spotted in Birmingham, Alabama recently. The city is the destination for WWE stars who suffered injuries as they received treatments there. Shane McMahon and one of his sons were spotted in Birmingham, Alabama earlier this week flying back to NYC. McMahon was likely there to track progress on the ACL tear suffered at WrestleMania 39 during his impromptu match with The Miz. At this time, it's not certain when he'll be back to the ring. AEW star takes a shot at Dominik Mysterio. Dominik Mysterio has gotten under the skin of many with his heel run and alliance with the Judgment Day. The young Mysterio's character and presentation have seen a major progression within the past year. The 26-year-old referenced Eddie Guerrero throughout his feud with Rey Mysterio in a bid to annoy him. Additionally, he uses the frog splash in his matches. The Judgment Day member even took to donning a mullet, just like the Latino Heat for most of his career. The hairstyle, which was predominant in the 80s, is a rare sighting in today's world. On All Elite Wrestling, MJF and Adam Cole are currently slated to contend against FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler for the tag team titles. Cash Wheeler is also known to have a mullet as part of his persona. On the latest edition of Dynamite, even the champion called out FTR while mocking Wheeler's look. And Cash rocking a mullet in 2023 is very brave, talking business in the front and party in the back. Fans were quick to notice the subtle jive at Dominik Mysterio too. It is not uncommon for AEW with stars to send an indirect yet clear message. Max Caster is known for including infamous references in his raps. The Mysterios became the first ever father-son duo to win the Tag Team Championship in 2021. However, things took a turn when the young Mysterio betrayed Edge and the Hall of Famer at Clash at the Castle to associate himself with Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. Last week, Dominik Mysterio defeated Wesley to win the NXT North American Championship, making it his first singles title win in WWE. On Raw, he defended the championship against Sami Zayn. Most recently, Rey Mysterio cited his pride for his son's progression in the ring so far, but added that he would be swift in taking the title away from him if they ever cross paths in the ring again. At NXT Great American Bash, Wesley was set to defend the title against Mustafa Ali. However, with the major change, it is slated to be a triple threat with Dominik Mysterio's addition. The Judgment Day have been making quite a few appearances on NXT, given that Carmelo Hayes challenged Finn Balor to a match a few weeks ago. Hall of Famer heaps praise on Finn Balor. WWE Hall of Famer Booker T believes that Finn Balor is doing his best work as part of the Judgment Day since he joined the company. The Prince is a member of Monday Night Raw's top faction, which also includes Rhea Ripley, Dominik Mysterio, and Damian Priest. The group opened and closed this week's episode of The Red Brand. They also appeared and competed in NXT and SmackDown recently. The former Universal Champion became a member last year, the same night that Edge was ousted from the heelish faction. Speaking on the Hall of Fame podcast, Booker T heaped praise on Finn Balor by stating that his current work in WWE is the best he's done in his entire run. Finn has been doing his best work since coming to the WWE, since joining the Judgment Day. I'm talking about the Demon and all that other stuff that he did before joining Judgment Day. This is the best version of Finn Balor that we've seen in the WWE, said Booker. The original members of the Judgment Day were WWE Hall of Famer Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. The Prince joined the group on Raw after Hell in a Cell last year, turning heel. Meanwhile, the rated R superstar was kicked out and he went on to turn face. Booker T shared that after Edge left the group, a door opened for Finn Balor to enter and take advantage of it. A light switch went off. That's what happened. The light switch went off, he figured it out, and this is the main result. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to stuff like this, and I saw when Edge went out. A door just opened for someone, and it was just who was going to slip in there and take advantage of it, said Booker. Finn is currently scheduled to collide with Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam next month. Do you think Balor will win the title? Sound off in the comment section below. Legend comments on LA Knight. Bill Apter believes that as good as Damian Priest was, WWE would have still booked LA Knight to win the 2023 Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. It's no secret that Knight was the favorite to climb the ladder and retrieve the MITB contract. The SmackDown star even came inches close to winning the match, but Priest took him out at the last second and secured the victory. As expected, fans weren't pleased with this outcome as LA Knight had tons of support and momentum heading into the London Premium Live event. Though it's been close to a month to the show, Bill Apter still feels WWE made a mistake by not having the 40-year-old become the Mr. Money in the Bank. On Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine podcast hosted by Mac Davis, Apter stated that though Damian Priest was a fabulous talent, he wished Knight had won. Why didn't have him win the Money in the Bank? The fans wanted it. It was he, Damian, and LA Knight at the top of that thing, and they wanted LA Knight. Again, I think Damian Priest is fabulous. He's going to be a world champion, but why didn't they have LA Knight win to appease the fans because he's over every place the WWE goes, said Bill Apter. A couple of weeks back on his podcast, Hall of Fame, Booker T mentioned how LA Knight was the perfect throwback performer who was blurring the line between today and the previous eras of wrestling. The WWE Hall of Famer feels Knight was so popular today that he didn't need a title around his waist to remain relevant. That said, he still urged the promotion to push LA Knight. Everybody's talking about LA Knight. Everybody's pretty much coming to the same consensus. Yes, he's a throwback. He's a guy that's definitely taking from what worked back in the day and bringing it to today's wrestling. And I get it. What's old is new again. He got a huge ovation at Madison Square Garden. LA Knight is going to get over whether he's got a belt around his waist or not. Put the rocket on LA Knight. Send him straight to the moon. That's just my opinion, he said. LA Knight is reportedly slated to receive a big push after SummerSlam 2023. It'll be interesting to see what's in the works for the talented 40-year-old. Do you agree with Bill Apter's take on why LA Knight should have the MITB contract? Sound off in the comment section below. WWE fires Bray Wyatt. Wrestling veteran Disco Inferno believes WWE might decide to fire a former Universal Champion. During a recent episode of Keeping It 100, Disco Inferno addressed whether the Stanford-based company should let Bray Wyatt go. The former Universal Champion has been absent from TV since March due to health issues. Before that, the 36-year-old competed in only one televised match since his return last October, when he defeated LA Knight at this year's Royal Rumble. The wrestling veteran disclosed that although he used to defend the former Universal Champion, he now believes Wyatt seems like trouble for WWE. The former WCW star pointed out that the company, led by Executive Chairman Vince McMahon and Chief Content Officer Triple H, might fire the 36-year-old SmackDown superstar. I was a Bray Wyatt defender for so long, but it just seems like trouble for WWE. He's too much to handle, bro. I mean, a guy like this is nothing but problems for them because of his issues and stuff. So, are they gonna fire him? They might. But I don't know if they can. I don't know what the deal is there, so. While Bray Wyatt has been heavily criticized since his return to the Stanford-based company last October, Hall of Famer The Undertaker is still a fan of him. During a recent interview with Metro, the Deadman suggested a plan for Wyatt's anticipated return. He stated that the company needs to bring back the former Universal Champion's original character. They need to back Bray's character up to the original character, get away from. They've kind of got themselves booked into a situation where it's kind of difficult for him to have matches. I think the original Wyatt family Bray, that's the money, he said. The best Anoa'i family member, not Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and the Usos have been the primary focus of WWE stories for quite some time now, but according to fans, the company is missing one essential ingredient. The fans have been tweeting about one Anoa'i family member in particular, who is currently not signed with WWE, but according to them, is the best Samoan wrestler, Jacob Fatu. The star has long been talked about and has been one of the best wrestlers outside WWE. He has always been consistent and has found success in MLW. While he is tied down to a contract there, several rumors rumors have discussed him finally jumping to WWE. The star won the MLW National Openweight Championship by defeating John Morrison earlier this year. Son of Sam Fatu and brother of Journey Fatu, Jacob has been making his name outside the company, and at only 31, there's a lot of hope for the star. When discussing the Bloodline story with Roman Reigns, one fan pointed out that WWE had signed everyone but had left out the best Samoan wrestler, Jacob. Meanwhile, another fan pointed out that they had been hearing that Fatu was the best wrestler who had come out of the Inoue family. Another pointed out that MLW had the best Samoan wrestler, Jacob Fatu. This is not the first time that fans have been talking about Jacob Fatu either. In the past, they have pointed out how he is the best use, but the WWE crowd, who were fans of Roman Reigns' tribal chief gimmick, didn't notice it. If he should come to WWE, it will be interesting to see if he feuds with Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins has been open in his thoughts about Roman Reigns, calling the star out for not being a fighting champion. Here's the thing, if Roman was doing what I'm doing, there wouldn't really be a need for a secondary championship. There wouldn't be a need for another world heavyweight title on Raw, because we would have somebody that was doing those things. The star has been defending his title regularly since becoming world heavyweight champion and might soon overtake Reigns' number of defenses. Seth Rollins trying to be Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins started their journey in WWE as The Shield over a decade ago. However, both superstars have evolved and become the biggest stars in the company. Recently, the Visionary spoke about his current run as World Heavyweight Champion and said he has no intentions of doing what the Tribal Chief is with his championships. Earlier this year, Roman Reigns reached 1,000 days as champion in the company at WWE Night of Champions 2023. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins became the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion of the modern era at the same event and took the title to Monday Night Raw. Unlike the Tribal Chief, the Visionary's run as champion has been the opposite, as Seth Rollins had more title defense in less than 2 months compared to Roman Reigns in 2023. Speaking to Complex, the current World Heavyweight Champion talked about his title run and revealed why his run is different from his counterpart's run on Friday Night SmackDown. For me, I grew up watching guys like Triple H, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, and all these guys who were champions. They took the title to every different city, every different territory, and they defended it. That's how the title built prestige. So for me, to follow in their footsteps, I don't want to do what Roman's doing. Roman's doing what he's doing, and he's doing it incredible. I ain't trying to be Roman, I'm trying to be the only thing I know how to be, and that's Seth freaking Rollins. At the beginning of 2022, Seth Rollins went to Friday Night SmackDown as Roman Reigns' next challenger for the Universal Championship. However, the Tribal Chief was not happy about defending his title against his former stablemate. The Usos tried to take the Visionary out, but Kevin Owens helped him defend off Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso. The two finally met at WWE Royal Rumble 2022, but the Tribal Chief intentionally disqualified himself to retain the title and viciously attacked the Visionary after the match. Both stars will now head to the biggest party of the summer in Detroit with their respective championships. Roman Reigns will defend his title against Jey Uso in Tribal Combat. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins will defend his title against Finn Balor. Who do you think will walk out of the event with the WWE Undisputed and World Heavyweight Championship? Sound off in the comment section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me